Welcome to this session, all of you. Today in this session, I'm going to take you through the CAT 2021 form. We'll have a look at the form in detail, and we'll also get into and see what are the requirements in the application, what all documents needs to be uploaded, and what are the processes involved in filling up the form. We'll go through the entire form today in this session. So be with me, and if you have any other doubt regarding the form filling as you go along, make sure that you put it in the comment. I'll be replying to you within 24 hours. Okay. This form is basically a very simple form. There is nothing much in this, but then still it is always better to actually go through a form filling session so that we don't commit any mistakes while filling up the form. So you can go on to Google and search for CAT 2021 and you will see this web page imcat.ac.in. Click on that and that'll take you to the CAT registration page. I'm going to click and here is a CAT registration page. This page has got the important dates mentioned here, which is August 4, 2021, Wednesday is a registration. So it starts today. September 15, 2021 is the last date. October 27, 2021, you can download the admit card. And November 28th is the test date. So all that detail is here. You can actually register from this button here. Once you are a registered candidate, you can log in from this button here. Once you get your scorecard, you can log in and take your scorecard from here. So very comprehensive website. You scroll down this website and you'll also see that there is a lot of information given here. So you have the advertisement, the information bulletin, the media release. You have the eligibility criteria mentioned here, which you can go through. You can go through the selection process of the IIMs. Important CAT disclaimers that they have put up here. Also, all kind of certificates which are required for you to be loaded while filling up the form is all mentioned here. So first year certificate, NCOBC certificate, EWS certificate, SC/ST certificate. These are not certificates which are mandatory for all the people, but these are some of the certificates which you will require when you are actually filling up the form. Okay, so make sure that you go through this once you have started filling up the form or before filling up the form to make sure what is it that you will require in hand. So let's now go ahead and fill this up. So I'm going to click on the register button and this takes me to the CAT registration page, a very simple page, and this opens up and it gives you the recommended browsers here. So I'm going to close this, and it also talks about privacy policy. I'm going to close that too. And then this form is pretty simple. So you have the name of the candidate, date of birth, email ID, basically your basic details to generate an OTP and confirm registration process. So I'm going to quickly do this now. So after I have filled up all this detail, I'm going to generate an OTP now. I'm going to click on this. So you need to add your CAPTCHA code here. And it says kindly use the OTP received on your mobile number or email address. So let's check whether you received the OTP. So yeah, I've received the OTP on my both my email and the phone number. So I'm going to add the OTP here now. So as soon as you submit, you see the registration successful tab coming up. It says that the user ID and the password has been sent on the registered email ID. Close this now. And if you see now this entire page has opened up. If I look at my phone, I will be having the user ID coming there. And also in the email ID, it should also have come. So yeah, it's there in my email ID. If you see here, it says, my application process, user ID, password, everything is given here. And you go down and you see the details of the CAT and it says click here to log in. You can click here and log in. Or else what you can do is you can go back to this page and go to the application form and log in from here too. Okay, so I'm going to click here to log in. So as soon as I click here, it takes me to the form and I can fill the form from here. If you're logged off, then what you can do is you can just go in and registered candidate login. You can click here, fill it up here. So once I log in, it again shows me the same thing. I'll just close this and from here also you can go to the application form. So let's move ahead and now fill up the application. So this is the application form for CAT, and if you actually look at this, few things that you can notice: click on save and continue to proceed to the next section. So you need to click save on the save and continue button, and it takes you to each of these sections one after the other. The first part of this is the personal details form, which is a very short form followed by your academics. You'll need to then fill up your work experience details, the programs of your choice, the test city where you want to write this, examination, and then the payment mode. So this is the these are the sections which are there. So totally there are 6 sections that you're going to fill up. Quite a easy form to fill. So let's quickly fill this up. If you go down, it asks you about your date of birth. So the date of birth is mentioned there as per what you have filled up in the registration form, and then you will select your gender and your nationality. And once you have selected your gender and the nationality, you need to select your category, whether you belong to the general category, EWS, NCOBC, SC, or ST. Now, based on this, if I, let's say, select now the EWS or the NCOBC category, let's say I select NCOBC, then it asks you about which is the state, union, territory of the category. It also asks you about the serial entry certificate number of the category. And if you click here, you can actually see what they're asking you for. So you have, the serial number that we're talking about is this serial number here, right? And you have, let's say if you're selected, let's say Chhattisgarh, you can then find your serial number by going here and looking at Chhattisgarh. Okay, so if you click on Chhattisgarh now, it will also give you all the caste community details, and the entry number is here. So you have the serial and the entry number and the certificate number of the category that you've got, right? And then you have the caste or the tribe name. So if you belong to a particular caste or a tribe, you need to put that, and that also you can check from here. So similarly, if you are going to, let's say, EWS, then again you have the details that you need to mention here. You also, so this is, in this case, you may not have to mention this. These two are the ones in which you need to fill up. Similarly, if you go to SC category, again, you have all 3 as mandatory fields. So pretty much easy kind of a form. So I'm going to select general category in this and then fill it. But if you are going to select, let's say, any of these categories, you also, as you go down, you will have the communication address and all these details here. But then here, if you see, then you will have to also upload your reservation certificate. So the NCOBC, SC, ST, or EWS certificate has to be uploaded here if you choose your category. So let's go up and fill this up. So I'm going to put this as general category. Now, in this section, you have to now upload your documents. So as I've selected general category, I don't have to upload any other document for reservation, but I need to still upload the scanned copy of my passport size photograph and the signature. So if you click on this, you will get the specification of the photos. So you can scroll down and read about, what are the specification. Make sure that, you are following all the specification while you are uploading the photograph. And then you can click on this to upload. And it says you can browse, drag, drop your photograph here. So I'm going to finish this off. But before that, you can go to the signature and you can also upload your signature here. So the details that is required is all mentioned here. Make sure that, your signature is looking fine once you have uploaded. So I'm going to quickly do this now. So I've uploaded my photograph and the signature. So I can see my photograph here. I can see my signature here. It's showing a tick on both of them. So I'm going to close this. And it says uploaded. Now this section is over. I can save and continue. And it says data saved successfully. And you can press OK. And you can now go to the academic section. So now let's look at the academic section of this form. So if you scroll down this academic section here, you will see that, there is the 10th details that it is asking to be filled up. You have the HSC or the 12th or the diploma course details that you need to fill up. I would like you to actually read this through because it says maximum marks inclusive of all subjects indicated the summation of maximum marks of all subjects, including electives, if any. So if there are 5 subjects, you have to include all the 5 subjects. You cannot remove any subjects. And please read this so that this is very clear to you. If you have any doubt regarding this, please put it in the comment section and I'll help you out. Okay, but then don't make any mistake in your form. Similarly, if you're looking at the HSC or the diploma details here, so even if in your board they are only considering best of 5 or something like that, still you have to take all the 6. But be very clear on this that if you have taken something like music, which is only graded and there's no mark given, or physical education, that need not be added to this. Okay, so subjects which have got marks have to be added into the total marks. Right, and in 10th standard, anyway, when you are looking at your board examination marks, the total is mentioned there itself, right? So that only you need to put up there. In the HSC, in most of the mark lists, you will not have a total put up there, but whatever is the marks that you have got in each one of them, you need to add up to that. Okay. Now that is the this is pretty simple. Otherwise, there is nothing much. Make sure that you are filling this properly. After that, you have the bachelor's degree detail, and we will come to this once we start filling up the full form. So let's quickly do this now. So the first thing that it asks for is the SSC 10th or equivalent board. So I'm going to choose the CBSE board, and it's asking month or the year of completion. So normally we completed by April of the year. So let's say I'm going to put this as 1991 when I completed. And then it says maximum marks. Let's say it was 500 for the subject, and inclusive of all subjects, and total marks obtained by you. So let's say you obtained 90%, so 450 marks, and the aggregate percentage. So aggregate percentage here now will become 90.00 as your aggregate percentage. Go forward, you can fill up now the 12th or the diploma. If it's diploma, you can fill up the diploma details here. So all the other details are mentioned here, but most of you will be 12th standard or equivalent. So I'm going to fill that up. So I'm going to again select CBSE, month and year of completion, let's say April, and it's 1995 for me. So let me put that. And then discipline it's asking. So arts, commerce, science. So I'm going to pick up science here, and maximum marks inclusive of all subjects. Let's say you had the maximum mark of 600, right? So if it was 600, then whatever total marks obtained by you is what you will put here. So let's say I put 540 and then put my percentage as 90.00. If I'm not now going to make this as 541, it will again throw me the percentage error here, and you will now have to put in the percentage based on this. Okay, so be very careful when you are filling this up, and you need to be reading this as to how the marks need to be filled up before you actually do this. If you have any doubt, please ask me on the comment and I'll help you out with that doubt. Okay, so make sure that you don't commit any mistakes here. Okay, so I'm going to put this as 540, mark it as 90, and then move ahead with this. It asks you for your bachelor's degree details, and then it says, are you in final year? If you mark it as final year here, then it asks you all these details. Then you have the duration of the degree, the current semester that you're studying in. So all the semesters are given here, right? Aggregate marks that you have got, aggregate marks in the college. If you click here up to the last received mark sheet. Type of institution, whether it's central institution, deemed institution, IITs, NITs, private university, state university, and then it asks you all the detail about where this institution is, the name of the institution here, name of the scholar or institution, degree name, and then you have the discipline, and you have the month of commencement and probable month or year of completion, which will be, if you are in the final year, by next year May. I don't know, I'm going to put this as no, and let me go and see what is the other details that you need to fill up when you have completed the degree. So if you say you have completed the degree, I have to first put this as no and say yes here. So you have all the same details here. Only thing is, when are you going to complete the degree? That is not there. So I'm going to fill this up now. So mine was a 4-year degree, and marks or the percentage awarded by the university. Now see, your marks may be given in CGPA. So what you can do is you can convert that CGPA into percentage. Most of the colleges, it would be given behind your mark list. If it is not given there, contact your controller of examination. He will let you know how it is calculated. It may be also put up on your website. Okay, so check that out and then fill this up. I'm going to quickly fill this and finish this off. So here, just make sure that you have put everything correctly. So if you are a BTech student, put it as engineering and technology. If you put something else and mark this up, then you may land up in trouble. Check whether if what are the details given here, which is the best that you can use, and accordingly do that. Don't make any mistake in this. Okay. So if you now have more than one bachelor's degree, you can just click on this and add that too. If you don't have that, you can just leave that. and you can see the examples given here. If you have master's degree, you can click on that and fill up your master's degree if it is not an integrated degree, because if you have chosen here that yes, it is an integrated master's degree, then you are going to fill it up here itself, right? So otherwise you can put this up and then fill this up. Master's degree completion status, so I'm not going to put any of these, so I don't have any, so I'm going to put no here. And if you have any other professional degree, so are you a fellow of any of the Institute of Actuaries of India? If you're, then you can put as yes, and it asks you for the details. Otherwise, you can mark it as no. Do you want to enter any professional degree? There are only 3 professional degrees mentioned here: CA, CS, and ICWA. So if you have the degree, you can put it and then choose which are the ones that you have completed, in progress, and the details here. Otherwise, you can leave this also blank. Very crucial, because your academic criteria is one important criteria for filling up your application form. Why it is an important criteria is because your interview selection will happen based on this. I don't want any of you to go to the interview room and then realize that you have filled up something wrong in the form. At the time of verification, your certificates and what you filled up in the form will not matter. And sometimes because of that, you will not be able to attend the interview because your criteria itself would not have match. Okay, so make sure that this is very, very clearly filled, checked, and you're sure what you're filling up. So if you are sure, we can save and continue. So now let's look at the work experience details. In the work experience area, if you actually scroll down, you will see this details mentioned. So you need to put your work experience as of July 31st, 2021. And it says very clearly here that only full-time experience after graduation must be entered. Okay, so it's very, very clear here as to what kind of work experience are we talking about here. And it says after graduation. So anything before passing out date is not considered as work experience. Part-time project, internships, horticulture, pre-graduation work experience should not be entered and will not be considered as work experience. So very clear there too. So what I've done is I've chosen information technology and I put 1/8/2017 as my start date and 31/7/2021 because I'm continuing. And if I put my number of days of break, I took a 100-day break, let's say. As of now showing 1461, so this will reduce by that 100. Okay, so it's pretty much simple. It will automatically calculate and let you know how many days of experience you have. So this is pretty much clear. If you have, let's say, another experience somewhere here, you can put that too, and in the same format, this will get filled up. If you don't have any experience, you need to leave this blank, so it will show your experience as 0. So I'm going to put this blank and continue forward. There is nothing else apart from this that you need to do in this form. You'll just finish this off by save and continue. I'm taking it my experience as 0 in this. So the next part of this form is the programs area. Now see, all the programs which are available in the IIMs are mentioned here. So this is only for the IIMs and nothing else. There is various kind of programs. So you have the PhD program here, the postgraduate program in management here, postgraduate program in HR. So all the postgraduate program in management you can apply to. All the MBA programs you should apply to. The FPM programs are PhD programs, basically fellow program in management. So if you are not interested in fellow program, you can leave that. The WE programs are programs of WorkX people with which are part-time programs. So which if you're not applying, don't apply to. So PhD, PGPX is executive MBA. So which is the 1-year MBA program, which is only applicable for people with more than 4.5, 5 years experience. Depends on the college though. So 1-year MBA program. So basically, most of you who are filling up this form would be filling this up for the PGP program, which is the postgraduate program, okay, or the MBA program, or the PGPM program, or the MBA in a specialized area. If you are extremely confused and you don't know what to do, you select everything because there's a select all button given here. Only problem is you will have to sit and choose the interview location for each one of them. Okay, please don't be lazy in this. Last year I had students who had got a 99 percentile but only filled up ABC and they had no ABC call and they're desperate to apply for Kozhikode and Indore and they could not actually apply because they had not chosen this. So please make sure that you're filling up properly and you don't miss any colleges. So this is extremely important. After you have selected all this, you can fill up the interview preferences and then move on, and then go on to the last part and save and continue to the next section. Now the fifth section of this form is test city preference. So if you see, there are so many preferences given to you. Choose a city which is closer to you and where you can easily reach when you are looking at getting to the center on the CAT day. So I'm going to choose Chennai, and then let me check what are the closest place to Chennai that I have. I have Vellore here, so I'm going to choose Vellore. I'm going to look at any other place, Pondicherry or Puducherry. Let me put that. And then I'll press save and continue. And that's it. Now see this last section which is there. This is the payment section where it is now asking us to make a payment. And if you see here, it says, the 2,200 rupees payment we need to make here. And the mode of payments and the details and everything is given to you. So you just have to go ahead now and click on the declaration and make the payment online. So that completes your entire form. And make sure that you don't commit any mistakes in this form. And make sure also that you are 100% sure of whatever you have filled in and uploaded onto the CAT portal. Okay. So that's all for the day from my side. If you have any doubt, I'm here to help you out. The entire team of GradSquare wishes you a great CAT, and you have 120 days time. We're going to conduct free 100 days CAT sessions. All of you are interested, I'll be putting the details onto the description. You can just pick it up from there, and you can visit our website www.gradsqr.com, and also join our crash course if you're interested in that. If you have any other queries, make sure that you mark on the chat on the comment box below, and then we'll be happy to reply to you. So thank you so much. Please do subscribe our channel and press the bell icon so that you'll get all the CAT related notification onto your inbox straight away. Thank you so much.